This is another game I was really excited for. It combines my two favourite genres, sci-fi and horror, and being directed by Glenn Schofield, who co-created Dead Space, you could see the parallels between the two even at a cursory glance. Okay, that's enough intro, let's just get straight into it. This quest begins with us stepping into the shoes of Jacob Lee, a deep space freighter pilot who's transporting some sort of medical supplies to Black Iron Prison on Jupiter's second largest moon, Callisto. And of course, as with all good quests, hits the fan almost straight away. Within minutes, our ship's being boarded by suspected terrorists. We for some reason decide to channel our inner Ellen Ripley and blow the airlock to get rid of them. And guess what? That was a really dumb idea. They shoot through the glass, so now we're all dealing with rapid decompression, nobody's enjoying it, least of all the ship, and we crash to the frigid surface of the aforementioned moon. The first mate, Max, looks a little bit worse for wear. Now I know that sounds a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I mean look at him, he's barely got either of them. Anyway, enough dad humour, the door gets ripped open by a robot prison guard and for some unknown reason we're taken into custody and branded an inmate. And following some pretty questionable surgery, we wake up in our cell with all hell breaking loose around us. Our cell door is inexplicably open, so we escape and are met with the sight of absolute pandemonium unfolding before us. We meet a fellow guest at Callisto's pleasure, Elias. He gives us a shiv and asks us to help him escape too. Venturing deeper into the cell block, we're forced to kill a couple of inmates in self-defense and pick up our first weapon, which is essentially a giant claw hammer. It's here where we're introduced to the twisted form of this game's enemies, the biophage, infected humans contorted into bubo-ridden feral killing machines. And shortly after that, I was introduced to two other things. This game's crushing difficulty and lots of different death animations. I'm not gonna lie, this second biophage just made me rage quit. So I had a couple of glasses of wine and a decent night's sleep and made sure I got up before the kids in the morning to have another go, as I don't think it'd go down well with my wife playing this in front of them. Coming back with fresh eyes was a great idea. I was able to get used to the controls and progress on. I took an elevator ride the wrong way and ended up fighting my way through solitary confinement. Made my way to the infirmary where I saw a security robot performing his own high caliber surgery on some inmates. And after fighting my way through some more of the prison, I got my hands on a stun baton off a dead guard, made my way to the security tower, and got to say goodbye to the man that put me in here, Captain Leon Ferris. See you, mate. We managed to meet back up with Elias, and he gives us the ability to 3D print our first gun, the hand cannon. Honestly, this just looks awesome. It's here where Elias informs us that we're going to have to break out another inmate because we're going to need a hacker to help us steal a ship so we can escape Callisto's frigid grasp. The only issue with this is that they're in the secure housing unit, or SHU for short, and you're right, you guessed it, it was up to me to go down there and get them out. So I took a trip through the medical facility and found a grip along the way. That's this game's analogue to Dead Space's Kinesis. Here we saw a holographic recording of a prisoner turning into a biophage and doing some prime WWE moves.
Perfect balance, Savage with the leap, yes!
I fought through the hordes in the basement, died a bunch more times, and finally made it to the SHU. Only to find that the inmate that we're looking for is none other than the terrorist that boarded our ship at the start of the game, Danny Nakamura. Okay, so that's the introduction to the story done, so let's have a little look at the gameplay and the presentation.